You seem surprised, but that can't be right because you're in my house, invading my home. And I am inclined to take offense. An accident. I find that hard to believe. Every map that I have, which is very many, I might add, clearly marks this mountain as mine. You see this mountain here on this beautiful piece of paper? And it is beautiful, isn't it? When I was young, I went around collecting trinkets from the bedrooms of kings and queens. They always have the prettiest things. And I can't resist a drawing of myself, even though these hardly do me justice. Wouldn't you say? Yeah, look. Where am I? See, you understand. It doesn't do my likeness justice, such that you couldn't even recognize me from these scribbles. This poor misshapen thing in the center here, that is meant to be me. But it exists on this map, and this one, and this one. You can clearly see my attempted likeness on this mountain. Yes, of course, the dragon. I wouldn't fit in my home if I was full size. And a bigger home would mean a greater chance of detection. So, a smaller home and a more human visage makes things a little easier. Though I do miss the days when I could be out in my full glory. I am truly magnificent. Perhaps one day I'll grace you with my full form. But not today. Regardless, as you can see here, multiple times over, this is very much my home. And I'm very much a dragon. And you are very much an uninvited guest. Though, perhaps not unwelcome. I haven't shared my den with anyone in a long time. What brings you here? Are you looking for treasure? Ancient wisdom? Or my personal favorite, bloody combat? There you go again. But as I explained, it is very difficult for me to believe you simply didn't know. I live here. Unless, did you lose your map? I may deign to let you peruse my collection, if that is the case, provided you disclose why you are here. What is a cell phone? Showing me this item has not added any additional clarity to my question. It looks like a metal box. May I see it? It's not particularly interesting looking. You use this to navigate. How does one navigate with a box? Are you perhaps a witch? Do you conjure your location and where you intend to go on this box? It is dead. I'm sorry, is this usually possessed with life? Oh, well, you've handed me a corpse then. No wonder it's dull and ugly. Please take it back. So your navigation box has left this plane and was unable to warn you of my being here. I see. Well, that is rather tragic for you. Charge? What do you mean charge? Charge what? You better not have brought an army with you. You wouldn't be the first to try to catch me off guard. I'll destroy all of you. Oh! Oh, you want to charge your ugly box. It seems like a waste of time. It can't exactly fight back with electricity. Yes, I do remember hearing humans were working on something like this. Some Greek alchemist, I believe. Thales? Rubbed some amber together, or something. You know, in the distant past, we just called it lightning magic. Well, yes, of course there's magic. I don't want to be rude, but it does seem like you humans are learning less these days. So, your box needs to consume this electricity. Fascinating. I may have a spell to simulate this charge that you speak of, but without a proper conduit, I don't know that I could transfer life to this device. Lightning is unpredictable. It needs to be channeled, and as powerful as I am, things happen. It helps to have an item to direct its flow, if you understand. A cord. This? You're sure this will work? If you're sure, I'll start looking for the spell. But, before I get started, would you like a cup of tea? And for me to clean you up a bit? You look bad. But I suspect underneath all that grime, you shine up rather beautifully. And I have an eye for these kinds of things. Your choice, of course. I might be a dragon, but I won't dragoon you into anything you don't want. All right, then. Now, I have some mermaid tears here somewhere. Aha. Mermaid tears are precious. They can cure any bump, bruise, scrape, or cut when applied directly to the skin. And when ingested, they can cure almost any illness or poison. They are priceless. I got my current supply from a merman who, from what I gathered, rejected quite a few mermaidens. He said I was doing a favor taking them off his hands. I told him once I had bought his entire stock that a single vial was worth a fortune, and that he might try to be more careful with both hearts and tears in the future. He shrugged, and then I felt a tear well up in my own eyes from his apathy. It was at that point I realized I was dealing with a pro. Would you like me to apply this to your skin? It will help with all of it. Good. Well, of course you hear crying. They are tears, after all. Now hold still while I clean you up. Starting with this bump on your forehead. What happened to you anyway? I've never had a guest so bruised and bumpy at the start of their visit. Ah, you fell. I presume this was after the passing of your box. Did you fall all the way down to my home? That's why you have such a nasty black eye. Well, if that's the case, you are very lucky you're just bumpy. Stop fussing. This is a big scrape. I need to make sure the tears are absorbed by your skin. There you go. Much, much better. Now, for your tea. Have some of that. And warm your bones while I look for this spell. It's, around here somewhere, but I'm afraid. I haven't had any visitors for a while, so things are a bit messy. It might be at the bottom of my coin chest. I have currency from pretty much every human civilization in existence, and some fairy civilizations, and a few demonic ones, but those aren't very pleasant to the touch. They do shine very well if you put them in fire, though. However, sometimes I like to hide scrolls at the bottom, like a little treat for myself when I'm admiring my treasure. Oh? What do we have here? This is... Oh. Oh, no. This... This is, the spell I used to wipe out that city of dragon hunters. That's not supposed to be in here. I'll keep looking. Oh, well, they killed a few of my friends, and I rarely lose my temper, but I'd had enough. I've cooled down a bit in my old age, but I do keep the spell around for reasons. Oh, looks like we have one more. All right. This is a recipe for the ultimate pumpkin pie. Well, at least we can put this one on the side. Maybe I'll send you on your way with a little treat later. But for now, it's not in my coin chest. Maybe I'll put it in the trunk. Would you mind holding this, dear? Oh. It's enchanted. Yes, hold still. See how my arm goes all the way inside? It's because there's no bottom. And unfortunately, it's still very cluttered. You humans are mesmerized by anything. It's really quite common. Let's see here. Oh. That wasn't what I was looking for. But I have been looking for these earrings. They're pretty, right? Cursed, unfortunately. Yes. A minor curse. But if you wear these earrings, you will smell like you have taken a bath in dust. It's not terrible if you like the smell of very old things. But not what we need today. So let's put these aside and try again. I swear I grazed it. Let's see. Oh. Well, this isn't it either. This is a belt that makes the person invincible as long as they're wearing it. Well, I know because I pried it from the body of a dead king. Oh, don't be such a prude. I helped his mother out on something and she owed me. Apparently, she sold off most of her fortune to buy her son this belt. And would you believe the brat never wore it? So when one of his advisors poisoned him, he dropped like a stone. And his mother buried him in it. I think partly because she didn't want anyone else getting the belt. And partly as a very passive-aggressive I told you so. Either way, now it's mine. And it's one of my favorite treasures. But still not what we need. So, back in the box. I think I have it this time. Here it is. Minor spells and hexes. A dense tome. But filled with some very useful information. Alright. Let's see. spell. And lightning. Oh, it's a short one. I really should make a point to remember this. It's really just 2 words. Well then, put the trunk on that side table over there, dear. Very good. Now, hand me your dearly departed box and your conduit. Okay. Now, on the count of 3, your box should be filled with life. 1, 2, 3. Parvum Fulgar. All right. I may have conjured the lightning a bit too strongly and blown up your box. And I will apologize for that if you apologize for not telling me that its body was weak and easily breakable. Okay, I see that you're upset. Maybe if I teleport you back to where you came from. Well, of course I can do that. I can do anything. I'm a dragon. I didn't tell you because you didn't ask. I don't like yelling in my home. So maybe settle down before I get angry. Thank you. Now, where did I put that teleportation spell?